There's a voice that doesn't use words. Listen. Hey there, how you guys doing today? Thanks for joining me for another episode of Bitcoin and Coffee. I'll be your host, Eugene Forrest. So, what are we looking at today with these cryptocurrency markets? Well, it seems like lately there hasn't been all that much of a change. Bitcoin's still hanging out at the $14,000 mark. The BTC dominance has been in the, low, like 33% area. And I'm not really all that concerned about it. A lot of people are out there and they're pumping some of the FUD that happens. And personally, I'm just finding this as a better opportunity to go ahead and seize as much Bitcoin as I can get my hands on at this time, because I have faith in Bitcoin. And as we move forward into 2018, we're going to be seeing second-tier solutions come to Bitcoin. And as these second-tier solutions, come online and start showing, their usefulness to Bitcoin and how it can do all these things these other altcoins can, like with the Lightning Network and Nimblewimble and Rootstock and everything else that's coming with it, we're going to be seeing the value of Bitcoin skyrocket, and we're going to be seeing not only double but probably triple the value of Bitcoin that we see now. So this is going to be one of those case scenarios where later on people will be kicking themselves saying, oh, I wish I had invested in Bitcoin back when it was around that $13,000, $14,000, $15,000 area, because it's going to be 60, it's going to be 75, it's going to be $100,000, where people are going to be able to exchange in just one Bitcoin for a house and a car and a comfortable lifestyle. And you could have purchased that at $13,000, $14,000, or $15,000. I remember when Bitcoin was $700, and right now, a $3,000 investment would have definitely bought me a small, cheap home, right? So, as we move forward, we have news that's kind of all over the place. Some of the South Korean FUD has been squashed a bit. They're coming out and saying pretty much that they would like to see, that these accounts have names and identities associated with them. Pretty much know your customer laws, which is what we were expecting to be coming out. They're saying that they had these virtual accounts, and they'd like to see a lot less of that and have demanded that banks stop, hosting these virtual accounts for, the cryptocurrency exchanges. So, in time, this is just going to play out as just another blip in the, Bitcoin radar and cryptocurrency radar, as a moment of FUD that had drove and put downward pressure on the price. And in retrospect, this will be nothing at all. Just like a similar comparison to how when we had the China ban and the Chinese exchanges being, investigated and shut down, those were just momentary blips in the time of Bitcoin as well. So, we're seeing a little bit of spamming going on with the Bitcoin Cash network. So as far as I know, this is going to be their first real test to see how well this 8 megabyte block is able to handle the spamming that's happening on the network. And this is also going to have a lot to do with the funds of the individual that's spamming it. I know it's a lot less, but they could also have very limited funds to be trying to pull off this spamming event that's happening on their network, because when we've seen it happen on Bitcoin, these people had put in hundreds of thousands of dollars to be able to continue to spam the network the way that they had for days. But at the same time, with the 8 megabyte block, they could definitely handle the situation quickly if everything goes according to plan. So we also see some, baddish news coming out from the Steven guy from the U.S. Secretary of Treasury. We're seeing him talk about that he's afraid that Bitcoin is going to turn into a Swiss bank account, and that he's going to start pointing government agencies that are investing cryptocurrency to be able to make a situation of, investigating and tracking them, to not allow individuals to have these Swiss bank accounts, as he's calling them. Whether or not he'll actually be able to do anything about it, I doubt it. This is just more of that when people start understanding what Bitcoin is, they don't fully understand it and think that these kinds of things can be stopped, when we all know that this isn't going to be unstoppable. And privacy feature is one of the biggest things that we're looking into as we move forward into 2018. Last up is that a lot of people are talking about Coinbase and everything that's happening over there and their slow adoption of segregated witness. More than likely there's some ulterior motives invested in this, because usually a company wants to bring the best services that they can to their customers, and the fact that they have been dragging their feet and it's been very slow going with the adoption of segregated witness, you think that they would want to bring down the fees for their customers so that they would, be improving the network, which would be improving their business. driving the price of Bitcoin up. And as the price of Bitcoin goes up, more people would be wanting to onboard with their fiat cash. And here in the United States and part of the UK, Coinbase is pretty much the primary. That's why they call it a unicorn company. But there's probably some sort of behind the scenes marketing that happens, and this has been seen through time with Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, that there's a lot of backdoor deals and shady situations, and that's why we're always moving towards a situation of decentralization, and that's why we need to all be moving away from Coinbase, because as soon as we can start taking the power away from the certain fixated points where there is centralization in cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, it'll become an overall better situation for everybody, and therefore at that point we'll see the value of these cryptocurrency and Bitcoin move upwards. So that's about all I got here today on Bitcoin and coffee. I know that it's been very sporadic bringing you guys these episodes. I'm still having trouble getting internet here at my new location due to the fact of the rural location that I'm in out here in the woods, if you guys haven't noticed. But I am definitely working on it. So I think tomorrow and the next day I will be down getting some work done, and there'll be some internet on site. So I'll be trying to get you those episodes a little bit earlier. But as always, thank you for joining. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Press the like and thumbs up button if you haven't already, because that's the best way to go ahead and spread our message that we're sharing here about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. I got all kinds of information, affiliate links, and tools down below, and as always, those donational addresses. And don't forget to come on over to Steemit, collect that free cryptocurrency, and give my posted up vote. And as always, remember, keep your BTC safe.